Hey guys, it's Aiko with Shua Girl. Welcome to my Facebook Live. This is day 4 of my 17-day Facebook Live challenge where I answer pronunciation questions. So today I have 2 questions to answer. Yay! So thank you very much for your questions. Okay, so first question. In your case, how long did it take to get rid of your Japanese accent in English? That's a good question. Okay, so to be honest, I still have a Japanese accent in my English. So I didn't really get rid of it 100%. Thank you very much for attending live. Thank you. If you have any comments, please comment below. So if you think that you're gonna be able to get rid of your Japanese accent when it comes to like speaking English, it's a bad news, but it's gonna be really hard. If you start practicing English after the age of 11, it's gonna be really hard to get rid of a Japanese accent. So in my case, I still have a Japanese accent and I'm okay. The reason why is I still practice every day. I still practice English pronunciation every day. I'm trying to learn how to talk like a native speaker, but I know that English is gonna be my second language forever. So I know that it's gonna be really hard for me to get rid of my Japanese accent. So just to know that sometimes we say like, oh, I want to be like a native speaker. I want to be a native English speaker. By the way, to call yourself a native speaker, you have to have that language knowledge and experience by the age of 3 years old, and then you'll be native speaker, right? I'm a native speaker of Japanese. I speak Japanese natively because I was exposed to the Japanese language by the age of 3, right? Because I was born and raised in Japan. But when I was exposed to English, like when I started living in an English environment, I was already 23, and then I didn't really speak English at that time, and I didn't really have English conversation experience until the age of 23. So I'm gonna have my Japanese accent forever, and I know that. But the reason why I teach pronunciation to Japanese speakers is that even though you still have your Japanese accent, your English can become really understandable. Your English can become very easy to understand if you know vowels and consonants, if you understand rhythm, intonation, stress, and reduction, linking, all that. So that's something that you want to know. You're gonna have a Japanese accent forever. If you start after the age of 11, that's something that you cannot avoid, right? That's the truth. So you want to accept that, and at the same time you can improve your English, you can improve your pronunciation overall. And I still keep improving my pronunciation, or I still keep learning English. And this is my I don't know, I've been in the US for a long time, but when I started at the age of 23, I decided to practice English a lot, especially pronunciation. So I became better at it, and I'm still practicing. So I am pretty comfortable living in an English environment right now. And I'm in Hawaii. There are so many Japanese people, but I don't really use Japanese, or I don't have to use Japanese. I don't have to find the Japanese people, or I don't have to find the Japanese service when it comes to like dealing with some something, when I call on the phone to ask some questions, very important questions in English, I'm pretty comfortable. And I'm in Toastmasters, and Toastmasters members are usually like native English speakers, and I'm totally comfortable being in that environment. I'm the only person who speaks English as a second language. I'm still like totally comfortable. So if you get to the level becoming a native speaker or not, or getting rid of your Japanese accent, it's not gonna matter. It's not your issue anymore. Your focus will shift into the skill that you want to have using English to be able to live in an English environment, or you know what I'm saying, like your shift, your mind shift will, it's gonna happen. So you don't really have to worry about that, and just know that you can improve your pronunciation from any level at any age. So just keep working on it. So that was my answer. Okay, so thank you very much. And next question. So do you have any recommendations for studying natural intonation? As you mentioned before, textbooks for Japanese sounds unnatural, but TV for Americans is too fast for me to practice. I know this is like, I was in the situation before, so I totally understand like why you're saying this, why you have this kind of question, because I've been through this. So thank you very much for your question. A lot of people can relate to your your question. So do you have any recommendations for studying natural intonation? So then I recommend that you watch like TV dramas or TV shows, like comedy, or any I don't really recommend news, because it's, I don't know, I'm not interested in like learning all the political terms and stuff. I don't really enjoy watching news. So you want to watch something that you enjoy, and then the English that you're listening to is natural, like multiple native speakers are talking to each other. That's really natural comparing to textbook materials, right? So you want to find something that you enjoy. And then the second half, as you mentioned before, textbooks for Japanese sounds unnatural, but TV for Americans is too fast for me to practice. Okay, so basically, I know it's kind of, when it comes to pronunciation, it's kind of hard to like picture like what you're doing, but I'm just gonna change it into practicing piano. So basically, you the stuff your question was, it's like you want to play like a very difficult piece, like by Chopin or someone, and it's like a really difficult piece, right? So you have a goal, or you have a dream of like being able to play very difficult song by Chopin or Liszt in the future. But what you're doing right now is like practicing da 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 da, お猫踏んじゃった、タラタタタタラタタタ, like you like basically you're not able to get like step out of the comfort zone. So okay, yes, Chopin's songs are difficult to play on piano, or Liszt's songs are very, very difficult in the future on piano. But if you want to be able to play them in the future, you're gonna have to practice these songs, right? So how do you do it? You're not gonna be able to just start playing da 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 da. You can't do that if you've been practicing just da 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 da. If you've been doing this, then you're not going to be able to play difficult songs at once. It's not going to happen overnight. So what you want to do is you want to break it down. You want to break down the difficult songs, and then you practice a bar by bar, slowly checking the fingering. So like you're checking the fingering, and then you read like the notes very carefully, and then you analyze, oh, this note is this long, this note is this long, so therefore I'll play this way. You start practicing it by little, and in the end you're gonna be able to like learn all the fingering and the speed, and at the end you can put emotions to that song, so then you'll be able to play a difficult song in the future, right? So basically you want to do that. First, you want to step out of your textbook comfort zone. Like staying in the textbooks is so safe. It's very safe. There always gonna be an answer for you, and it's really structured, so you feel very safe. You feel you achieved something, so you can feel that way. You feel very safe staying in textbook world, right? But the real world is so different. English grammar structure is actually not so it's really hard for me to understand English grammar structure, because it's like everywhere. It's so difficult for me, but I still can communicate with native speakers, because I try to copy what they say, and then try to understand what they say, and then learn the phrases from them, determining, oh, so in this situation you can say it like this. Just little by little I try to learn the phrases that native speakers use, and then pronunciation wise, I just kept listening the regular conversations. But for you to practice at the beginning, because it's just gonna be so hard at the beginning, you want to break it down, like same as just learning piano, same as starting like some kind of sports, anything. Just break it down. So that means you watch something, just one episode or one movie that you like, that you enjoy watching, and then nowadays you can just pause, right? Pause easily. So just try to pause phrase by phrase, and then just repeat the phrase over and over until you're able to pick it up. It's easy if you have someone that knows about pronunciation. That person can definitely help you with that, because there's gonna be a lot of reduction in linking, and English vowels are just so difficult to learn. But if you decide to work on pronunciation on your own, that's what I recommend. Watch something over and over, but try to stop phrase by phrase, and then listen to the little chunk over and over. Find patterns. There are like so many solid patterns in pronunciation, because that's how I learned. But I later studied phonetics and then linguistics, so all the patterns made sense afterwards. So but I teach pronunciation, so that I teach them patterns first, so they already know the patterns. So what they can do is they can look for patterns from the beginning, so it's much faster to learn this way. So that's the benefit of having someone that knows about pronunciation rules, linguistics and phonetics. So but if you decide to do that on your own, you can do that this way, which I did. It took me 6 years to figure out. I couldn't do that by myself. It took me 6 years to realize that I still need the pronunciation basics. So I started taking accent reduction lessons in my 6th year. So, if you are very serious, if you need English for your work, I recommend that you find someone that knows about pronunciation. So that's, oh, hi. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you. Yeah, so that's something that I recommend. Okay, so I hope that, you get this message, and good luck. And then, so about intonation, I got so many questions about intonation, and I really like intonation. And when I took intonation study at UCLA, I realized, wow, intonation has a lot to, it's so much in intonation study. And intonation study is actually fairly new field in linguistics. And, I learned so much from an amazing professor at UCLA, and I'm still learning intonation. But when I teach pronunciation to my clients, I usually talk about intonation almost each time because it's really, really important. And sometimes your consonants are a little off or your vowels are a little off. Still, you're gonna sound. You can sound really natural if your intonation is natural. So I think intonation is really, really important to practice. So I decided to do a free workshop. So that is August 16th. I'm talking in the US time because I'm in Hawaii. So August 16th at 2 p.m. in Hawaii time. So that's 5 o'clock. 5 p.m. on the mainland West Coast, PST time, Pacific Standard Time. And if you're in the Central Standard Time, that would be 7 p.m. And if you're in EST time, Eastern Standard Time, it would be 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. on the 16th of August. So I'm gonna put the sign up link here. So if you're interested in it, I'm just gonna talk about intonation. I will share 3 points for you to improve your English intonation, because I really think intonation is very, very important. And I love thinking about intonation. Intonation is actually emotions in English. This is why in English it's possible to use sarcasm, because sarcastic intonation is something unique. It doesn't have that in Japanese. So Japanese speakers usually have a hard time understanding American jokes because of intonation, mainly, I think. So that's something that you can, work on. So I will talk about that on the 16th. So I'm looking forward to seeing you there. All right. So, oh, wow. Thank you for joining. Wow. Thank you. So, do you have any questions about intonation or anything pronunciation related? You can comment here. And I'm doing this Facebook Live challenge for 17 days, and this is my day 4. So I think I've been answering 2 questions each day. So I will answer 2 more questions tomorrow. So if you comment here asking me questions, I may answer your questions tomorrow. Okay, so thank you very much. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to share it with other English learners. And if you want to learn pronunciation from me, there are a few options. First one is the group coaching, which is 12-week long, and you can get the information on my website, hatsonkyosei.com. It's HATSUKYOSEI.com. And the group coaching is starting on August 27th. And I'm looking for only 3 people who want to take this course. And then right now, 3 people are taking this course. as the third term. So I'm starting my fourth term on August 27th. And then right now, 3 people are working on their pronunciation, and then they're improving a lot. It's amazing, that's because I'm, teaching all the shortcuts from my experience, because I myself took for a long time to understand pronunciation. I took accent reduction lessons and then linguistics and phonetics study at my university. So I kind of learned backwards, right? Learn the patterns and scientific aspects of pronunciation later. So it made sense later. So I'm teaching patterns first, so that my clients can learn pretty fast, right? So that's what I'm doing. And then another option is private coaching. So you're going to learn the exact same thing as in the group course, but the difference is you're going to have face-to-face lessons with me 12 times. So that way, you can ask me questions directly. You can get feedback right away in front of you, right? So that's the benefit of private lessons. And I'm only looking for one person for that. And then another option is to take online courses that I produced on Udemy and Teachable. So these courses are very inexpensive, because I want people to take those courses as like primer to understand, hey, learning pronunciation is actually possible. Yes, learning pronunciation is possible, and you can start learning pronunciation at any age, at any level. It doesn't matter how long you've been in the US. Some of my clients have been in the US for more than 20 years, and then they realized they can improve their pronunciation. So it doesn't matter how long you've been learning English, or it doesn't matter how long you've been practicing pronunciation. It just, you can start now. And, your listening skill is the best now, because you're going to lose your listening ability as you grow older, right? That's because you're going to lose the ability to listen to high frequencies. It's a fact. So you want to start now. You don't want to wait, because your listening ability right now is the best. So, please start as soon as possible if you really need to improve your pronunciation. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. So I'm gonna go on Facebook Live again tomorrow to answer 2 more questions. Okay, so thank you. Bye. Thank you for joining live. Bye.